intelligence. This creature, for all the irritation it may have brought as it scampered through closed closets or up some crevice in a wall, was as precious as you or I. He was not a machine that breaks and fails. He felt. His was consciousness, full and real and fragile and precious. This is Ingrid Newkirk with Peter, reminding us that it's easy to be kind, perhaps by not using glue traps.
We trying to have a good time tonight. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. It's my birthday. No, it's not. But I still look good, though. How come? Ow. I bet you want an autograph. You and your friends.
You get any more famous, Shawn? People are going to be asking for your autograph. Welcome back to One Life Radio. This is Bernadette with Diamond Gray, Aviana Barrientos, Lexi Brinkley. I've got Shawn and Shelly Wells in studio. If you're just now joining us, Shawn Wells is a certified sports nutritionist and fellow through the very prestigious International Society of Sports Nutrition. He has been dubbed the world's greatest formulator and has credentials in the fields of business, clinical work, sports, exercise, and nutrition, making for a unique and highly respected blend of expertise as CEO of Zone Halo Research. He's also a registered dietitian and has his master's of public health and nutritional biochemistry. You can find him at ShawnWells.com or on Instagram at Zone Halo. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors because they bring this programming to you. Great companies like Sun Warrior, and they have a great product, by the way, that's called Immune Shield that you put in you. You can put it gives you your full spectrum of minerals. That's the one I was trying to think of the other day that I keep it in my refrigerator, and I'll just put it in anything. You can just drink it with water, but it's a really good, it's got zinc in it. Just to give you that extra boost during cold and flu season. So check it out at sunwarrior.com. And, of course, Squatty Potty, they're back. Absolutely love my Squatty Potty. I wish everybody had a Squatty Potty and could experience the wonderfulness of the Squatty Potty without being too descriptive. And, of course, the H-Hemp Company. Use the code OLR to get 20% off your first order. And Paleo Magazine, you can visit them at paleomag.com. And, of course, the Well-Being Journal is such a great publication as well. Check them out at I think it's wellbeingjournal.com. I'm going by memory. I'm not actually reading it right now. So check them all out. Our sponsors bring this programming to you. You can also go to our website, oneliferadio.com, to download and listen to our podcast or our podcast after the broadcast, or you can subscribe to our newsletter or go to iHeartMedia.com to listen live or download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to us from anywhere in the world. Okay, Shawn, are you ready for the big question I asked before the break?
I am ready.
Okay, so do you feel that all these artificial sweeteners have contributed to the rise in diabetes in the United States of America?
Well, that would be scientifically, that would be a little hyperbolic from my perspective to say that. But do I think that it's possible that it can contribute to that? Absolutely. I mean, look, it's a lot of things. I think there's the antibiotics in the food supply. Mm-hmm. I think the hormones that we're talking about, like the RBST, RBGH, cause insulin resistance.
Made by Monsanto, by the way. It's one of their top hits.
There's a number of things that I believe are causing insulin resistance. Like, obviously, we're overeating. We're having too much high glycemic carbohydrate. We're not exercising enough. And sure, like the exposure to these artificial sweeteners. I mean, there's a number of things that certainly could be contributing to this. But there's a number of medications that we talked about that I think could predispose you to this as well. Mm-hmm.
I was doing some research about, we're going to have an upcoming show on milk and what's in milk and how gross it is. I was actually eating some cream fresh last night with my potato chips, and my mind started going into overdrive, and I couldn't take another bite. I just couldn't do it. But we'll talk about that another day. But while I was doing my research, I ran across Purina, and I was looking at, how they feed them and just all these different things about calves and what they do. And I came across Purina Hearty Bee supplement. It's a trademark, Hearty Bee, by Purina, and it says that
Hearty Bee, isn't that a rapper?
It might be. But Hearty Bee, is a supplement, is designed for beekeepers looking to help their colonies thrive in between pollinations. And so I have to ask myself, is that even cool to do that? Why can't you just leave Mother Nature alone? Should we be interrupting between colonizations? What do you think? Just curious. We're just talking science
I'm
here.
chime in on this one. So I have a girlfriend that lives up in Michigan, and she
Okay.
got her bees from Georgia.
Okay.
And I said, what are you going to do in the middle of winter? And she said, well, when you harvest the honey, you have to leave enough honey for them to eat. And so if you don't, then they need more food because they don't have any other sources.
Okay.
And so these farms of bees, these commercial producers, take all of their honey.
Right.
And in order
like the
for
bee movie.
Yes, yes. So
Like the bee movie.
Just like it.
a small little local person that's got maybe, I don't know, 3 to 10 hives,
Mm-hmm.
and there's anywhere between 3 and 10 different honeycombs that they can harvest from each one of those. They need to leave at least a third of that
Okay.
so that they can eat it. It depends on how cold it is, and it depends on how long the seasons will be between the pollination.
Yeah.
But I can understand why they're going to need to provide food if they harvest too much honey.
Well, here's the interesting thing, and this is why I brought it up, because I thought this was such an interruption, if you will, of nature, number one. And number two, so this food that this Purina Hardy Bee supplement is formulated with a balanced profile of amino acids, vitamins, and minerals. This protein supplement is designed to perform in patty or liquid form to fit the needs of your operation. So Purina Hardy Bee supplement includes flavoring ingredient to optimize intake and is less attractive to beehive beetles than a leading competitive supplement. But the whole thing about this, and then it having flavorings in it, kind of bothered me. It just bothered me.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Yeah, but anyway, so let's get back to the to the sweeteners that we're talking about today with Shawn Wells. So. So there were 6 different artificial sweeteners that were studied in this study. What else do we need to know about this?
Well, you brought up some good points that, like, not only are these artificial sweeteners out there, but now we're getting into sugar alcohols. We're getting into some of these probiotic short chain fibers, like it's called IMO, isomalto oligosaccharide, that was in some of the bars.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting into inulin. Is that natural? Is that good? That has fructo oligosaccharide, FOS. So there's just, and trehalose, like you said, erythritol. Like
Most
all
people
these
don't
things.
even know about that because it's only commercially available, and so it's put in ingredients. It put in products that we don't even know about.
Right.
But I know you and Shelley cook keto a lot. You've been on keto for a long time. What do you guys do to sweeten your food, your baked goods, things like that, to do it safely and stay in ketosis?
Yeah, so we use like natural sweeteners, and we try and limit the amount of sweetness we have. Like, it's very easy when you get into keto or something, especially if you're going from like the Western diet. You're like, okay, cool, I'll do keto, and all you have is fat bombs and keto desserts and have all these artificial sweeteners.
Right.
You're really not going to do well. You're still going. The sweetness overrides your satiety, so you can still overeat on keto. And the whole point of keto is that you eat less.
Right.
And when you eat
Especially
savory
if you're
keto,
fighting cancer.
right, if you're eating savory keto, if you're having things like eggs and steak and whatever, you can't overeat those things. But fat bombs, you can easily eat those.
You made a point about Mark Sisson making the comment that we're always it's like, what'd you say? You said it so eloquently. You said it just a few minutes ago off the air about Mark Sisson said we become this society where we want everything that we eat all day long to be sweet. And honey bears, or bears, not honey bears. Well, do bears eat honey? I don't know. Do they?
Bears
Yes.
do eat honey. Yep.
Okay, they do eat
Winnie
honey.
the Pooh.
Okay. I know Winnie the Pooh, but I didn't know, I've never seen a bear eat honey, so just checking my facts. But yeah, so, we aren't bears, okay, so what did you say? Because we only got a couple of seconds. I want to get it straight before we go off the air.
I think it was just that we don't have sugar available to us all year long and
Right.
all day long and every week. And so you need to make sure that the little sweetness that you have, you enjoy it, but you don't try and have it every single day and definitely not every meal.
I think
it.
fruit should be your dessert.
Absolutely. Me too. I've got fresh blueberries and raspberries in my refrigerator, and I'm going to make some whipped cream, I think, a little bit later. Of course, that's dairy. I don't know. Might have pus in it. I better be
Mascarpone
careful.
is my favorite
All right.
dessert ingredient because it's sweet and it has the fat.
I love it. Thank you so much, you guys, for being in studio today. Thank you so much for listening. You get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it.